everybody, and welcome to first episode ever of Beer with a Business Owner. I am your host, Jordan Lloyd. A little bit about me and a little bit about this new show we're doing. So I am the Entrepreneurship and Small Business Coordinator for the Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, whoop whoop, here in Muscatine. And I run a program out of there called Startup Muscatine, basically helping entrepreneurs and small business owners in our community in any way, shape, or form we can. Whether that be through our mixers and workshops or things like this, giving them a platform to promote them on. So this show is going to be a little fun side project of mine, basically being able to showcase the small business owners, entrepreneurs, and go-getters in our community, all about their businesses, all about them, just kicking back, having a brewski, and having a good time. So without further ado, let's get this episode rolling. I'm so glad you're here, and I'd like to welcome our next guest after not a commercial break, because we're not sponsored by anything. Kristin Schaapveld, everybody, come on down. Woo! Hi, Kristin, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Yes,
how are you?
make sure
keep this close.
Yes,
so
keep it close so you can hear everybody on the unplugged mic. Would you like a beer, Kristin?
Sure. Do you have any Angry Orchard?
Sure, let me look really quick.
Awesome.
Oh my God, perfect. And it's open, it's ready to go. The service here, immaculate.
Even a sip out of it.
Yes.
Already.
All right, Kristin. Welcome to A Beer with a Business Owner.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our very first guest ever. So I'm so excited. Anybody who knows me knows I love icebreakers. I love games that are just uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do them, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to start, okay, with a pile of questions, okay? And you're gonna pick one and then I'm gonna pick one, and we're just both gonna answer, and it's gonna get to know each other a little bit better, get the people to know you as a person, as a business owner, everything, me as a game show host. It's not a game show. All right,
so
you go first.
Should I mix these up,
if you
or
want
are they
to.
in a certain order? I kind of want to. I don't know if I trust you today.
Because you thought yours were more the hard-hitting ones?
Okay, this one looks like less words.
Okay.
What is one thing you know will always be in your fridge? Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say mustard.
Mustard.
We have been out of mustard this week. We usually have 2 bottles of every condiment in our refrigerator, but we've been using both bottles at the same time. Both went empty at the same time, and my kids have asked me for mustard every single day this week. So mustard.
I hate mustard.
Okay.
My answer would be sour cream. I could eat sour cream with anything. But yeah, no, mustard, disgusting. Okay, here we go. What? I wrote these questions. I wrote these, and I don't want to answer anymore. What fruit do you most closely identify with?
Fantastic.
Okay. Okay. I would have to say, I mostly identify with maybe a kiwi.
Okay.
Reason being sweet, but not all the time. Little fun.
Okay.
Quirky. And just, not super mainstream, but
not always available.
Not always available.
Sometimes expensive.
But good.
Yeah.
See? I feel very well-rounded a kiwi is. So your answer would be?
I have to answer too.
Well, yeah,
gosh, a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I am known for being obsessed with mangoes. And
you give mango vibes.
Okay.
You give mango
when I worked
vibes.
in the HR world, I would have mango at lunch every day. They're just so good.
So yeah, you would identify with that.
Yes.
All right, you're up.
Okay. Did you throw this at me on purpose? What's something most people like that you don't?
My answer is mustard. Just so you know.
Mine's sour cream. No, just kidding. Goodness, I don't know. Maybe sports. I don't really care for sports.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Sports are never playing in our house. We just, I don't know why.
Now,
how about you? It's mustard.
It's genuinely mustard.
Okay, cool.
It's funny that you answered that, because when I wrote that question today, I'm well, my answer would be mustard if I had to answer it.
No way.
Yep. And then you're this is what's always in my fridge, and I'm ew, she's gross. Just kidding. Okay. Again, such specific questions I come up with. Okay. You're being held captive, and the only way to be set free is to play a song that you think your captors would like. What song do you choose? Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts.
Okay.
I just think they'd be so caught off guard that it would be this is not only a jam, but we don't want this girl here anymore.
Got you. All right. If you were sent to another planet, would you rather be the Jonas Brothers or Martha Stewart? Oh, would you rather take Jonas Brothers or Martha Stewart along?
This was the last one I wrote. I was grasping, very much grasping.
Although Martha Stewart does a lot of like floral things, this probably wouldn't be the best vibe to take to another planet. So Jonas Brothers, all the way.
I was hoping you would answer
Yes,
that because
okay.
that's so much better. Okay, we're done with that. It's over. Let's talk about you, your business, why you're here, and let's kind of get into that, right? Because that's why you're on this show. That's why we're doing this show, not just to answer random questions and have a beer.
It was fun.
Cheers to me, please. Tink, tink, tink.
So my business is a flower farm, and it's Schaapveld Sprouts Flower Farm. And we are located just east of Muscatine off the US bypass. And we do flower bouquets at the farmer's market. We do flower bouquet club subscriptions where you can sign up for weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and then there's a few pickup spots in town where you can pick up your flowers, or you can come on farm too. And then this year we're adding workshops and fun events to the farm and really just having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, so now that we know the synopsis, let's rewind. Let's back up to the idea.
Yeah.
Why the idea? Why do you love flowers? Besides like the general, like everybody loves flowers.
Exactly. They're
Like,
beautiful.
why is this what you want to do? When did you know it was time? Like,
Yeah.
give me some backstory.
So probably not the conventional story that anyone would expect. I didn't grow up loving flowers or on a farm or anything like
You're
that.
frolicking as a
Yes,
child.
I was like, and I have
yes,
my child picture
someday.
and my adult picture with the same flowers. No, a couple years ago, our daycare provider decided to go back to teaching, and she was amazing. And all of us parents, she gave us like 5 months notice. We spent a long time looking for something that would work, and a lot of time in prayer, and just didn't really find anything that sat well with us. So I said to my husband, I ran the numbers, and I can stay home. We live on 4 acres just outside of town. I can do daycare. I can sell my car. We can afford this. And we had always done a garden. We've been gardening since I've known my husband 13, I think, years. And through that and through having a farm-based daycare and starting seeds and growing things with the kiddos, we started growing flowers also, and more different kinds of flowers. And one of my daycare parents said to me one day, why don't you have folks out on your farm to pick flowers? Why are you not at the market every weekend selling flowers? And I'm like, well, gosh, I didn't even think of that. So I went to the market one day with a few bouquets, sold out, continued to go to the market and sold out every time within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So that really got the wind in my sails to start taking this.
Then it felt
to
like
the
a
next
no-brainer.
level. Yeah, and then like the research and finding other growers that are doing the same thing and being able to get insight from them, and just like I've just been so drawn to this world, and it's been so fulfilling too, to deliver flowers to folks and get their joy and fulfillment out of that too has been amazing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That's
yeah.
awesome.
This year our daycare kids were starting seeds inside. If you follow on social, we have, I don't post the daycare kiddos, but we're starting ranunculus corms and bulbs and all kinds of seeds, and we have shelves and shelves of seeds
That's awesome.
inside. So they're a part of that, and it's super fun.
Well, and that's a really cool way to be able to, bring both worlds together,
Yes.
right? You're not only, giving activities and being able to grow your business while you're doing your other job,
Yeah.
but being able to kind of give them those skills to teach them more about, growing things and being sustainable and all those different things, and then
Yeah.
kind of, pushing them into that world too is really,
Right.
really awesome.
And we do a lot of farm to table, so when kiddos get to see the seed that they planted and have watered for months, and it grows into a carrot, and they're actually eating that carrot or green bean and
Right.
being a part of it, it's really, it's an awesome
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I know, how long have you been in business?
last May, so not
Yeah.
even a year.
Yeah, okay. So then how has it grown, from that starting point to now?
I think flowers are super unique in the fact that the industry is so versatile. So you can, there's literally so many ways and customers in the flower industry, from selling direct to customer at the market, to doing a bouquet club pickup, to doing landscaping, to growing for landscapers, to growing for florists. And last year really was spent doing a lot of research. Once I started to research and uncover all of everything there is in this industry of flower farming, really you can go down a rabbit hole any way that you want to.
Right.
So I started with just the market, and then going direct to florists, and through watching so many amazing flower farmers and connecting with them and learning from them, Bouquet Club was really the next step of what I wanted to do. It's really awesome because customers are prepaying at a lower rate to ensure they have the first bouquets of the season, to ensure they have different bouquets each week or each month. And it helps us as growers to fund what we're doing. So to afford soil and seed and irrigation and ground cover. So that was really my first step. I also really wanted to create a space in Muscatine where you could come out to the farm and have a ladies' night and learn about the flowers and be able to share what we're doing with others too. So that's really what led me into workshops. And I have some workshop dates on Facebook already where folks are signing up for July, August, where you can come out and have wine and walk through the field, cut flowers and build bouquets with me. So I'm super excited for that. There's a million ideas, I think, for any entrepreneur, but there's a lot more to come too. Just taking things one step at a time.
Which
so
you should know. Which you should.
Yeah, what we're doing and who we are and can understand what that is.
Yeah, that's
Did I answer
awesome.
that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think. Yeah. I mean, did she? I don't know.
Can I get to where we are now?
Put it in the comments. We don't have a comment section. I'm just. Yes. No. I think you answered that perfectly, and I think that gives kind of a good timeline of this is kind of what we started with, right? And the research part, and like, it's awesome that you put that much into it, right? Because a lot of people, I think, tend to jump the gun and they either wait forever, right? And they do so much research and then it's like, well, I don't know, right? And it just kind of puts it on the back burner, and then they're like, well, it's too late, darn it, like, and kind of miss the ship on that.
My opportunity.
Yeah. Or people kind of go, okay, I'm going to impulsively do this, and don't do a ton of research about how they are going to set themselves apart, what niche market they're going to get into, kind of taking that passion they have and making it a profession, is amazing. And that's obviously why we're here today. But like, it's also, you do need to take it one step at a time, and you don't want to jump ahead of yourself and things like that. So I think that's awesome that you spent so much time, kind of figuring out where you wanted to be, and where you were going to place yourself in the market. So
I think that going to the third Thursday events through Startup Muscatine has really helped with that, and connecting with other business owners and getting their feedback. Two, I think you have to be like really okay with failure and learning from that. And I don't know.
Louder for the people in the back. You have to be okay with failure. Right, Brian? You have to be okay with failure.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. I know in the flower farming industry, there's like unlimited resources out there for free on YouTube. There are others that want to share and want to be helpful for new growers, and that's probably the same for a lot of businesses. So if you are hungry for it, you can find that anywhere. You just have to spend the time and know what you want. Yeah.
I think that's one thing, so like, I'm a small business owner myself. I own my own photography business, right? And that's just kind of been like, I started by taking photos here and there for a couple people, and then they're like, cool, would you do this for me for $10, right? And I'm like, sure, $10 is amazing. But like what you were going off of the resources out there are unlimited, because people who have found success in what they do as an entrepreneurship journey, they want to share that with other people.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's the same for flower farmers, but there's so many photographers out there who have educational materials for free, or paid courses, that have podcasts, that have all these things that they just want to share their knowledge because they found themselves in such a successful place. I'm sure that won't be the last time I do that. Place in the market that they want to help other people starting out or wherever they're at in their journey, right? Reach that point. And I think that's awesome to kind of have that community over competition, area. I think sometimes markets can seem oversaturated, or like, well, I can't start that because so-and-so and so-and-so have already started that. Well, I mean, anybody can be a photographer, right? But it's your personality, your niche, what you're gonna do to make it special. So I guess going off of that, like, what makes you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner? What makes Schaapveld Sprouts what it is?
Yeah, I think to go along with photography, like, it is an art. And I think when you are an entrepreneur in the arts, you have to know your worth, be willing to work for it, be willing to show your worth. So this year too, I'm spending a lot of time in color theory and focusing a lot of my research and education in color theory to be able to pair colors that just evoke joy and be able to bring things that are beautiful. And I think it's too the opportunity to come out on farm and get to interact with the grower and get to bring something special to Muscatine. I think it's going to be super fun. But yes, I think as an artist, it's really, your value is in your art and in what you can show. So.
Are you more drawn to the like colorful, like big, that kind of, or more of that pastel, like, or rustic? What's your vibe? What's the vibe?
I think it can be any, to be honest, and I think like certain flowers bring that out, like straw flowers, and like there are certain flowers that bring you into a more joyful color palette and bouquet, but also listening to your customers. So I have some customers that want more monochromatic. When I was doing bright, like birthday bright bouquets. So I think it's important to listen to your customer, and I'm excited this year to be growing so many different flowers that I can experiment and change the bouquets up every week. And bi-weekly and monthly.
So are you tapped into like weddings? Are you doing weddings? That's a taboo field?
I'm on with Jordan on that one. No, weddings are not on my radar at the moment. I don't think they will be. I try to like stay lower stress, working 2 jobs and owning 2 businesses. I try to keep things a little lower. But I will have buckets available, buckets of flowers for brides that are more into the DIY and don't want that high cost of flowers. You can contact me and I will have buckets available, and you can pay for a whole bucket of flowers.
And then kind of put your own work in and make it what you want. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about like imposter syndrome, maybe. So like feeling like, I think especially when you get into, like you said, the arts entrepreneurship field, right? Or if you have any, I guess, like surrounding, not necessarily competitors, but people in the same field, and like we talked about, like separating yourself, being open to collaboration and things like that, and playing off of each other's strengths, but also being able to find your little niche, and not feeling like that imposter syndrome of like, well, like, am I actually good enough to do this? Like, is this actually like, am I a photographer? I don't know. I'm kind of a part-time photographer because I also work, a full-time job. Like that kind of feeling, I think, is really discouraging to a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of small business owners who always have this dream, right? But like want to stay on that safe side because it feels like, because it's your thing, because it's your passion, because it's what you're starting, it's a lot scarier to fail, right? And so I think like one thing that you do well, is how we kind of touched on the, being in other markets and being collaborative and community-based with some other people, and being able to reach out and make those conversations, right? And I think that's a huge thing with Startup Muscatine and our mixers and workshops, is being able to bring everybody to one room and be like, meet these people that are very like-minded from the same community, going through the exact same thing, or they have advice for you, right? And just being able to say, how can you guys benefit and work off of each other too? So talk a little bit about, I don't think that was a question. I think that I just kind of said a bunch of words. But I mean, kind of, how do you start that conversation of, I want to sell flowers, out of your business, or whatever that looks like.
Right. I think initially, like, I had a lot of anxiety about attending something like a mixer or Startup Muscatine, but I think the key words that you said are like-minded people. They're really just down-to-earth business owners getting together. And I think the key to growing your business and making those connections is just being honest and down-to-earth, and connecting with people. The power of having people in your court and having a support system in many different ways that they can support you.
For the people in the back.
It's essential. From family to folks at church to my daycare moms, all supporting me, whether it be to back up daycare today so I can come and do this, whether it be talking about what's going on with all of their friends, liking, commenting, sharing on social, that gets you so far. And I think, specifically with Feather Your Nest, Alicia, I actually sold paintings in their shop 12 years ago. I used to paint.
This is it, coming full circle.
And back then I actually wanted to be a wall mural artist, and I just didn't have the means to do so. And it was a dream that I wish I would have chased, and maybe now can still chase it, because we're all young and there's no time like the present.
Nope.
So when she had reached out to me about the flower farm, I was like, yes, I've been looking for a place to do this. And with Niche, etc. in Wilton, that was another old coworker that had saw what I was doing on social and said, hey, let's do something here also. So just connect with people, let them know what you're doing, share what you're doing and what you're thinking. And I do a lot of polls on social to make sure that I'm bringing my customers what they want, and also to connect with folks. So I think just meeting people, whether you're nervous about it or not, just show up. Just show up.
Yeah. I think that's a huge point to hit on, right? Is that you don't have to be an extrovert to run a business.
Yeah.
That kind of goes hand in hand with the coming to Startup Muscatine or any kind of networking thing.
Yeah.
Reaching out to any other small business owner. It doesn't need to be scary, right?
Yeah.
Because odds are they're looking to do the exact same thing. And we're back after a short intermission with our cards back up, because that whole time, so we ended the show and
we thought the whole thing didn't record.
Yep, and then thankfully through some investigation, aka looking to see if it recorded, we did figure out that up until the point we were just talking about, it did record, so we missed about 10 minutes, I think. Anyways, we're back. We'll hit on a few more points.
Again.
And hopefully this is recording.
See, now it's hard because I forgot what I said up until this point.
I think, well, we had just talked about Feather Your Nest and kind of making those connections, and not being afraid of rejection, right? I think that was a huge point that we hit on, in our unrecorded conversation, was you don't want to reach out to these people, and you don't want to come to Startup Muscatine, and you don't want to do these things because you're afraid of the bad feelings you might feel. And it's all fear-based, right? It's not going to happen.
Who am I going to talk to? I think that's my biggest fear.
Right.
Before I started going, who am I going to talk to? But they are all small business owners looking to do the same things you're doing, looking to help each other out and make those connections.
You're going to find someone, if not a group of people, that really just help accelerate you and are in your corner, right? I think that's a huge thing. Is we had, I think in the previous recording said, having people in your corner, having people in your court, and all that does is propel you further in your entrepreneurship journey, right? And help make your small business successful. It's all of these little things, and the people around you that you have being your cheerleaders, supporting you and telling other people about your business and what you do.
I think it's important too, you are also their support, right? You can also bridge the gap between two businesses and be the person that helps out the next business beside you, and that will just better your relationship with other businesses also. So it's not one-sided, everyone is there to help each other, and it's just great to get to meet other folks and make those connections. And again, we talked about, the worst thing you're going to hear is no, right? And reaching out to people and talking to people and seeing if someone wants your product. But it might be a no and. No but I know this person who would love this. I know this person that you can reach out to. Tell them I gave you their number. So it really is just great, and it's easy, and it's not anything to be anxious about.
And I think one thing is, the fear of rejection, the fear of feeling these bad, uncomfortable feelings. People hate to be uncomfortable, and I totally get it, I do too. But it's one of those things where I think we're in a community where you don't hear no a lot. or you do hear no but. And it's like, well, I can't really help you in this way, but I know somebody who can, right? Okay, so we're gonna play one more game.
Okay.
And then I think we'll be good. Whatever was lost in the files of Lost are gonna be lost for this time.
Gone.
It's gone forever. But that's probably okay, right? You don't want to hear us talk for too long. So, have you ever played categories? Okay, so categories for those of you viewers at home who do not know, categories. So usually you roll a dice, you get like a B, and then it's like these different categories: animal, car, like all these things, and you have to name in a certain time frame all of these things and categories that start with B. We're gonna do the opposite, where it's like the whole alphabet, but the category is flowers.
Got it.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna time you once I figure out where my stopwatch is and how to erase it. Okay, that's how you did it.
Gotcha.
Ready?
Ready.
Go. A,
Aromanth.
B,
Bachelor's buttons.
C,
Chrysanthemum.
D,
Dara.
E,
Echinacea.
F,
Flowers.
G, G,
Gomfrina.
E,
E, F, G.
G, H,
H.
H, I,
Iceland poppies.
J,
Skip.
A,
K, I'm skipping.
L,
L is going to be for Lysianthus.
ooh,
Beautiful.
L, M,
M is for marigolds.
N,
Oh, I'm not skipping those. I'm only holding for skips. I had 3 skips. N is for, is it
Five.
Narcissus?
Oh,
Bleh. So bad.
it's embarrassing how well I don't know the alphabet. Okay, all right, we're done. It's over. Thank you
For
so
the
much.
second time.
For the second time. We did already say this goodbye and it just wasn't recording. Beer with a Business Owner. First episode.
It's fun.
It was fun. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. I hope that you learned something, not only about Kristin and her amazing flower business, but about entrepreneurship and small business in Muscatine and the opportunities that are out there, right? And we are going to continue to film episodes of this to not only be a tool to get you to know the amazing business owners in Muscatine, but to also hopefully like push entrepreneurship onto other
Encourage
people.
us to propel forward and
Because it's
start
cool.
things.
It's really, really cool to be your own boss. It's a lot of work, but it's really cool and it's a really fulfilling. I think earlier you said something like you only get one life. So you really might as well do what you want to do in it, and you have a whole support system, whether you know it or not, in Muscatine, in Startup Muscatine, in Beer with a Business Owner, like whatever it may be, you've got people in your corner, and I'm excited to share that. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Beer with a Business Owner, cheers, cheers, and we will see you guys next time.